February the 8th, and we are keeping every Saturday simple by just having breakfast for dinner, which includes sunny side eggs, bacon, and sausage, if we have all of those, but our plan was to just eat eggs and rice. But yeah, that's pretty simple. Comment below if anybody else does this. So instead of throwing the eggshells away, I normally just place it back in here because I throw this whole container in the yard waste bin. But yeah. Here's the sausage, bacon, which I'm gonna throw in the air fryer.
Why is it on? What are you doing with the scale?
The meat's brown, so I'm gonna go ahead and add my ingredients. Some monk fruit. Chicken base soup mix. Some fish sauce. And I'm gonna go ahead and stir that around. I'm gonna now add some boiling hot water to this, just to cover up the meat. And I'm gonna let it simmer for about 30 to 40 minutes. Alright guys, it's been about 30 minutes, so we go ahead and put this in last, because if you put it in at the very beginning, the sourness is not really there, so wait until the very end. So it's about done. Before I add my celery in, which is the last part, I went ahead and did a taste test. So now I'm gonna go ahead and throw my celery in.
Okay guys, I just put it into the microwave for another 30 seconds. I added a little bit more chocolate chips because I just thought it needed a little more. And then after that, after like all of the mixture is mixed in very well and melted, I'm going to be adding some vanilla. And then we're going to be adding it to here and then mixing it all together. See you later.
Alright guys, the sour soup is done, and this is what it's looking like. Alright guys, I made myself a dessert with this puppy chow. Went ahead and got some Dreyer's coffee ice cream, placed it on top, and sprinkled some nut topping. Let's see how it tastes. It's Monday, February the 10th, and we're having Mayo baked salmon with onions. So here I got all my ingredients laid out for this recipe. I have my salmon, onion, margarine. We usually use butter, but we are on a budget this month, so that's what it is. Lime, mayonnaise, liquid amino, Johnny seasoning, and monk fruit. My seasoning, now I usually don't measure, but I'm trying. So I'm gonna start out with a teaspoon of monk fruit. Probably another half. Now I'm going to take my lime and I'm going to squeeze it all all over the fish. I have my liquid aminos. I'm going to start off with a teaspoon. So this is the second teaspoon. I'm going to add some mayonnaise on top. And place the butter, or in my case, margarine. Alright guys, that's how it looks from the top view.
Massage cheese is gonna get it.
No, it's mine.
Got some cheesecake baking in the oven. Got some cheesecake baking in the oven.
I think that's the peanut butter.
It's Tuesday, February the 11th, and today we're having spaghetti. So I'm just using Hunt's pasta sauce. I'm going to add some monk fruit to counterbalance the sourness. I have my frozen meatballs that I pre-made and cooked. And I have this spaghetti noodle. So I just put this in the microwave and defrost it for a few minutes so that way it won't take that long to cook. I got the noodles going and the sauce. I'm just going to dump the meatballs in, and I already added my monk fruit. And easy peasy. We also have some garlic bread that I put in the air fryer. It's Wednesday, February the 12th, and today we're having Tum Yum Shrimp Soup. Now this is a modified version. The Thai version has the works like fresh fresh lemon stalk, and then kaffir lime leaf that they throw into the soup. I'm just keeping it simple. My family never noticed the difference anyways. So I actually have those stuff in my freezer, but I'm just too lazy today. And it tastes the same. I don't really see a difference. Anyways, so I have about, I think, 1.5 to 2 pounds of shrimp that I peeled but left the tail on. I have 1 small onion chopped. I have a lime. I have these mushrooms that I sliced up yesterday. I have granulated chicken flavor soup base mix. I have fish sauce. I add a little bit of monk fruit because I like sweetness in everything that I make, but you can opt that out. And then I have this Tum Yum instant soup paste. So in the pot I just have about 4.5 cups of water. I used to make like a full pot, but I've realized that we just waste it because we can't get through all the soup. So using less water, use less ingredients. I'm just going to start off with a heaping spoonful of the Tum Yum paste, and then I'll like test it out because sometimes it might be too spicy. Half a tablespoon of monk fruit. I'm just going to let the soup boil for a few minutes so the ingredients mix together. I went ahead and added another spoonful of the chicken soup base, and I also added another tablespoon of monk fruit. So I've tasted the soup and I like the way it tastes. I think it's sour enough to where I don't even have to squeeze in the lime. So next I'm just going to add in the onions. Next, I'll go ahead and add in the mushrooms. So once the mushrooms has cooked, you want to go ahead and add the shrimp. Make sure you add the shrimp last because they cook pretty fast and you don't want to overcook them to where they're rubbery. Once the shrimp has cooked, you want to go ahead and turn off your stove and remove the pot from the heat so it doesn't continue cooking. Alright guys, here's the soup. It's done. So we usually have it with a side of jasmine rice, and that's Wednesday's dinner. It's Thursday, February 12th, and today we're having beef curry. I just realized I had February the 12th on there instead of February the 13th. Ain't nobody laughing now? I have all these little baggies with a little bit of beef in them. I'm just gonna go ahead and use these up because I think these have been sitting there since the summer. These were just beef with a lot of fat, and when I was doing keto, I was saving them for my meals. But instead of using the other meat, instead of using these, because I just bought these, well, I bought these in November, but the other ones are older. I'm just going to get rid of those little baggies and call it good. So I finished prepping everything. I have some beef, which I showed earlier. I have some red bell peppers and potatoes. Now usually when I use potatoes, I usually have carrot and potato curry. But this is what we have today, and I felt like having potatoes. My family don't really like potatoes in soup or anything, so I just used one for myself. I have some quail eggs, which I already drained. I have granulated chicken flavor soup base. I have fish sauce, red curry paste, and my monk fruit. So let's get started. I almost forgot that I needed coconut milk for this curry. Anyways, I have some frozen coconut milk that I'm just gonna toss in. So just go ahead and add some oil in there. I have avocado oil. You can use any type of oil that you want. I added the red curry paste and the beef. So I went ahead and defrosted the coconut milk in some hot water so it's easier, so it won't take that long to melt. So now that the coconut's all mixed together with the curry paste, I'm going to go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of monk fruit, some granulated chicken base. That's probably about 1.5 tablespoons. I usually just eyeball my ingredients, guys, so start off with a little bit of fish sauce. The beef is all cooked. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of hot water. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the potatoes in because they take a bit longer to cook. I tasted it and it's a little bit too salty, so I'm going to add a little bit more water. So I added some more water because the water was evaporating. I'm going to go ahead and add another 1/2 teaspoon of monk fruit. I'm going to go ahead and add the red bell peppers. Last but not least, go ahead and add in the quail eggs. I do this last. It's already pre-cooked, so you don't want it to overcook because it will get rubbery. So you want to add this very last. Here's the finished product, guys. It's Friday, February the 14th, and today we're going to have pork ribs that I'm going to throw in the air fryer alongside with some sticky rice. So I have my pork ribs, and what I'm going to marinate it with is amino acid, garlic powder. I usually use fresh garlic, but I'm too tired for that. lemon pepper, all-purpose seasoning. I believe I got this from the Dollar Tree. And then some monk fruit. So I'm going to add in the lemon pepper. I usually put a generous amount. Garlic powder. Monk fruit. And amino acid. And I'm going to mix it all around and let it marinate.